Hey everybody, welcome back to the first episode of this year on the Modsauce server. It's been a crazy year with making videos and, I also had to change my sound setup, new headset, new sound card and so on. So I apologize that the first Modsauce video this year took so long, but I'm back on track, so we should get at least one, possibly two a week. I really miss this server. I'm having a lot of fun here with all the different mods and very techy and automation. And I actually recorded one episode of something I built here at spawn with a time lapse. But that day before I messed up my OBS settings. That's the recording software I'm using. So I had to scrap that. But I thought I'm gonna start out here and show you guys what I built here. And that is this fella. A big creeper. That is pooping creepers. Now, we are actually tonight going to, a few of us get together here and we're gonna go kill the Ender Dragon. But because we have everybody has really overpowered armor, well, I think I'm the only one that does not have the Flux infused armor, which is 100% protection. This one only gives you 90, but I will make the flask for tonight. So I get, I forgot what that effect is called, but you get then, temporary 100% protection for the Ender Dragon. Because I think it's going to be quite tough. I actually have never killed the Ender Dragon, or I think there's more surprises when we get there. I heard something about baby Ender Dragons or something. Because we have the Hardcore Ender expansion, this mod pack. So, but we came together and we said, let's make it interesting. Most of the guys have that super sword that does like 54 damage or something. Imbued sword. No, I forgot what it's called anyway. But I said, that's going to be boring if we just get there and then everybody hits him 3 times and the dragon is dead. So we decided we're going to use flans weapons. We're going to try that out only with flans weapons. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. But for that we need a lot of gunpowder. And I wanted to build something here at spawn, so I built this big creeper statue. And this up here, hopefully you guys can tell, this is supposed to be a gunpowder. And up here is just a tier 5 creeper spawner, and they all get funneled down and fall to their death underneath here. It's very simple. Let me turn off my magnet here, because otherwise I'm going to end up with an inventory full of gunpowder. They just fall down here and there's a collector that brings it up to a few deep storage units. And I could watch this all day. I think it's awesome. And here we have creeper heads. Well, otherwise they're just laying around. And right here you guys see we have plenty of gunpowder by now. So yeah, this is gonna come in handy when I make all these flans weapons. I might record how I make them and stuff, but they're not really that interesting. The next update of Modsauce, which is actually out already, but we haven't updated yet. We always give it a few days or a week to make sure all the kinks are ironed out. And there's gonna be a bunch more flans additions. So yeah, this is the little creeper. Let me know how you guys like it. And now I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the base and we continue with blood magic. Alright, we're back here at the blood magic area. And you guys see there's a lot of villagers behind me. The first thing I want to get done today is set up the Well of Suffering, because, well, we need to have a steady supply of life now in our altar, so it gets pumped into our network automatically. Because when you check here, I have 270,000 LP right now. About an hour ago I had 500,000, and just having the Sigil of Haste on drains this so fast. It's really crazy. And so that's the first thing I want to get started with today, and then we'll continue with making a bunch of sigils and also changing some of our armor. And then hopefully we have time to get started with the, what is it called? Alchemical wizardry, I think. But I think we're gonna have enough time. So let's get started with making this Well of Suffering. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So I added an elevator over here. Oh, wait a second. Before we get going with this, you guys have to check this out. You see how now when I use the Staff of Traveling, and I hover over the certain parts, it shows you a name and a symbol, processing, workshop. You guys remember that I said I would love to be able to color them or something so I know which one I'm pointing at? And I found out about this, and there's a new area starting. You guys see that? It's Botania/Witchery, but I didn't want to make it any longer. Check it out. All you do is you give it a name, and that was it. I thought then that this is gonna be it, and nothing changed, right? And then I checked the bug reports, and there usually was a field here on when you check the wiki and so on where you can drag an item in. And even though this is grayed out, let me show you guys real quick, just so you see how it works. You can still take an item and click here. And now it placed it, and then it shows it up there. And until you don't place an item in here, it doesn't change anything. Once you place an item in there, that's it. So I'm really happy that I found out how to do that. That's awesome, because that makes it a lot easier, you know, knowing where you point. Anyways, so there's an elevator, and let's go down here. And because it's very dark, I'm gonna put on my other helmet. We are gonna get night vision here very soon, later in the episode. So I did map this out and brought it down a little bit, and I'm running out of room. Check this out. Where is it? I thought that was right here somewhere. Maybe I'm in the right corner, but I'm right above the workshop now. So one more layer down and I would fall down into our workshop where the ME system and so on is. So, man, even in this huge mountain, I'm running out of room. So, one thing I needed to do is upgrade this guy right here from the basic version to the upgraded version. And the recipe is very simple. All you gotta do is make 2 demonic slates, 2 of these dusk inscription tools, which is just a block of coal. And then you can, you know, choose. You can always choose the rituals, but when you see here, it requires dusk stones, and only the upgraded one can place dusk stones. So let's go ahead and set this up. You guys see I mapped everything out, so we can make this fast, and then just right-click this fella. It's a lot of blocks this Well of Suffering takes. And there we go. Now it's completely there, and what I'm gonna do now real quick is encase this in glass like this. I selected this glass. I didn't want to have full clear, well, because I want to be able to see that there is actually a barrier when I come down here, and I think this way works really quick. And then I'll bring down some witches and we go ahead and get this started. I tried to figure out the best way on how we're gonna get these witches in here, and I was gonna use safari nets and so on. I'm like, nah, let's just use our tier 5 spawner. We have a tier 5 witch spawner, and this should work out that I think we get 6 at a time. I always want to have 7. That's just the number that I've always used. And let's just give this a try, and I closed it off, so the only way for me to get out is then with the Staff of Traveling, but that should work out okay. Well, here goes nothing. Hopefully we don't die. Alright, so there is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, 6. Alright, which one didn't I get yet? All have name tags. So far they can't hurt me, so we're good. You still need 1. So now, should we just go with 6? Let's see how good 6 are. Let's take this down. I can always add another one later. But of course we need to also activate this. This is not activated yet. These guys are just taking damage because they're hitting each other. So now if I click this, there we go. And you also hear, oh, there's also a symbol now. Cool. You also hear the villagers up top getting owned. They're not attacking me anymore. How do I get out? There. Come on. Alright, and of course, we gotta be quick and put this in here. Because this guy's gonna be full. Boom. All of them died at the same time. That's funny. Alright, let's just check how quick this goes up now. 217,800. Oh wow, this goes up, what am I going to say, about 500 a second? I think that's good. We're going to leave it with 6 for now and see how that works out. Alright, let me just take this out of here. We need this and this. Need you anymore. And let's make a few sigils. I got everything prepared over here. I did not want to waste any time doing this because, well, we've made a few sigils before. You guys know how to make them. This first one I want to make here, I've never used. It's kind of, I think it's brand new. The Sigil of Sight, and I don't fully understand yet what it's supposed to do. But from reading, it says that when you right-click your blood altar, it tells you information. Interesting. So 125 LP a tick. Output tank 0, output tank 1000. So that's all the information it gives us. Okay. And I don't think that if I click anything else, nothing happens. Alright, so I don't know. We got it. It's just an information tool, but, well, not really interesting. Okay, the next one we're gonna just make to have it is the Sigil of the Fast Miner. And I want to do some tests. This one compared to the, where is it? That Traveler's Glove that has 500 redstone on it. And I also want to see them together. With the glove on, I'm already breaking stone instantly. So, but I'm gonna do some testing on this off camera. It's really not that important. I also wanted to have a Sigil of the Green Growths, just so we have it if we ever need to grow something real fast. We don't need to mess around with the watering can or bone mealing. Another one here I want to have is a Sigil of the Whirlwind, which we're going to put on our armor. And what that does is it blocks arrow attacks from skeletons. Arrows don't hit you anymore. The other one I want to make is a Sigil of the Phantom Bridge, which I'm going to show you guys here very shortly in the Nether what that does in case you guys have never seen it. This one here is the Sigil of the Blood Lamp, which I want to use in the new Botania area a lot as lighting, and we're going to try it out in just a second. For this one here, I needed to make a Void Sigil and a Teleposer. If you've never made a Teleposer, it's right there. It's a very simple recipe, and this teleposition focus you get by putting an Ender Pearl in the Blood Altar. It needs to be tier 4. And we're also gonna play around with teleposers here soon to try those out. And this is the Sigil of Suppression. I had no idea what this was first, but I believe from reading that this used to be the Sigil of the Dome. So this one and this one, I'm going to show you both in the Nether here in a second, and I think that was the last one. Okay, cool. So, now, let me put on the helmet again, just so it's brighter in this area. I did set up here, after the last episode where we did this one, the Ritual of Unbinding. Okay, it's very large. It's huge. Look at the size. I think it's 11 by 11 by 4. It's a really big area this needs. And what we're going to use that for is to... We don't have anything on these, correct. But what I wanted it for is to break up the Sigil of Holding to get the Sigil of Haste back out. So let me show you guys how that works. I gotta get rid of the magnet. And... yeah, I need this guy again. We need to activate it. So now it's activated, and how this works is whenever you drop armor that has things on it or anything else that is bound together like the Sigil of the Holding, boom, it breaks up and gives you back the sigils you had here in this example. So there's the Holding back, the Haste, and the Elemental Affinity. Those were the only ones we... oh, and the Divination Sigil, of course. Which I made a second one, by the way. Whoops, wrong bag. Because this is what we're going to put on our helmet. So now, let me make sure that I don't get anything mixed up here. We're going to take this guy out for now. Put this guy away. Blood Lamp. Well, we can try all these out in a second. And now we need these guys. I figured that Divination Sigil here We're gonna keep that here for now. We're gonna put this on the helmet. So what we have to do now is break up the helmet again. So we get those items back. And then we put that up here. Then we put a bloodshot. Ah. My bad, I did it wrong. I gotta press the... Break that up again. Lots of lightning. We gotta click that on one of the filled sockets. So now, I don't think it shows you anywhere, but there's one in there. And then of course I don't want this to cost any power. So we're gonna take a Master Blood Orb and click on that. And now put the Divination Sigil on here. And I've never made this before, so let's see. Hello? Can you fly further away? So now, if I take this off, it should be dark. But now if I put this on, yep, we got night vision. So now we got permanent night vision on here with our good helmet, and I can retire this guy. And I also prepared this armor inhibitor. Which, check it out, when you right-click this, it inhibits, and now the night vision is gonna run out. So this is just so I can, you know, if I want to see the lighting in a room better, and, you know, I just want to make sure that it looks good without night vision also. Because when I build, I want to make sure it looks good without night vision. Simple as that. So now it's off. You guys see that? And if I disable the armor inhibitor, it turns back on. So, the other thing I want to break up are our boots. Gotta activate this guy first. Alright. And I always forget, does it go like, I think it goes like this. So for this one also we need a blood shard. And we need another one of these guys. Put that in here. And on this one I want to put the Sigil of Haste. So now I have permanent haste on my boots, so I don't need that toggled on or off either. Let's check it out. There it is. Now we're always fast. And like I said, if there's some... I do get slight particle effects. Ooh, I don't like that. But I can barely tell that they're there. Maybe that's because of the night vision. So I'm going to leave it on for now, and if I don't like it, I don't like particle effects. And I don't want to turn them off completely, but we'll see. And the last thing I want to upgrade is the chest plate. And this is the one that's going to get... it goes like this. This one is going to get... Oh yes, the Whirlwind. This one right here. So we're gonna need our last blood... I'm gonna make more of them. And a viewer told me in the comments that you can make these somehow. But I'll look into that, but I don't mind killing, so that's no problem. That sounds so wrong. I don't mind killing. You guys know what I mean. And there's the last one. That in here. And Sigil of the Whirlwind. And get this guy back. So now I think we have really good armor, because now bow attacks and so on don't hurt us. And we have permanent night vision and haste. Let's see how... our LP is doing. Oh, I've been activating the Unbinding a lot, so this went down significantly. Okay, I'm gonna head over to the Nether, and then we try out the... Oh no, first I said we're gonna go down here into this new room, which we now have night vision. And you guys see I excavate a lot. This is... I can't go any higher. That's where the Ritual of Binding is. And this is gonna be our blood magic and witchery room. Excavated it all, and then... put this down here, but this grass is just not spreading because there's no light, I think. So, and I don't want to have torches in here. There's our blood lamp. So let me turn off the night vision real quick. It's going to take a second, but we can go ahead and just put some here. You guys see it shoots the light, that projectile, the little red... Okay, these particles are going crazy now. I don't like that. Might have to get a mod or something that disables that, just the potion effects. I'm gonna look into that because I don't want to have that. So now I can just go around and place a few of these, and these are just temporary. But so we have some light in this room, and they're not torches, and then later on, you know, they're gonna be used in the trees and in the bushes. I think that's gonna look really cool. Well, it's a magic room, and might as well use some magic lighting. Okay, I'm gonna keep lighting this up so this grass starts spreading, and then I'm gonna meet you guys in the nether. Check it out. You see any particle effects? I don't. I was looking around on the interwebs, and yeah, instead of using a mod, you can simply go into the texture file. It's called particles.png, and you find that either under the regular Minecraft texture, or if you use a texture pack like me, the Faithful 32, you go into that one, and then under Assets, Minecraft, Particles, and there's a particles.png, and you simply erase in a program like I used GIMP. It's an open source Photoshop replacement, I'm going to call it. And you can simply use the eraser tool and get rid of them, and then save it and put it back into that zip file, and now no more particles. I love it. I'm very happy about that. So, yeah, our Essence LP network is going up really nicely. I like it. And now I just wanted to show you guys first this Phantom Bridge. When you activate this, it's really cool. I'm going to go into... let's go into this one, and it should work. See, when I run, it makes a phantom bridge wherever you go. I'm standing, I'm not flying, so that's really handy for, not really for us. What happens when you go through the vines? Oh, it leaves a block empty. So it's not really, you know, important for us because we have creative flight with the angel ring, but I still like it a lot. I think it's such a cool toy. And as long as you stand there, even other people can stand on it, or mobs and so on. And it might be handy for building. So anyway, that's the first one. And when you turn it off, the bridge is going to go down in just a second. It should completely disappear, and we're going to fall. There you go. And the second one is the Sigil of Suppression. Now that one is awesome, especially in the nether. So I'm going to activate it now. You guys are going to see... You guys see that? It's making a bubble around us. It's a complete sphere. And wherever we go, it suppresses the lava and also water. I don't know if it works on oil. I have no idea, but you know, it's really cool. Especially if you look for like firestone. Let's see if we can find one real quick. And behind you, it does not erase the source blocks. So they're coming back, so you don't mess anything up. But I think this is a really, really cool sigil for, well, these kind of purposes, or like when you build an underwater base or something like that. It's awesome. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys these two, and I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the base, and we continue there. The one flask that I would like to get done today is the Flask of Soul Hardened. I think that's what it's called. So we get 100% protection for, I think it's 18 minutes or something every time we drink it, which is perfect for that Ender Dragon fight tonight, and also when we go into hard dungeons like a roguelike dungeon, or later on, especially on the Moon and Mars. Those are really tough mobs. So I would like to get that done today. But in order to get that, we need to have an Archmage's Blood Orb later to make that part of the flask. In order to get that, we need to make a Demon Blood Shard. And, well, some of these demons are quite tough, even in our armor. And I want to make sure that they don't roam freely around my base, and I would like to summon them right here. So what I did is I prepared a Ritual of Containment. It's very simple. It's just this 5x5 footprint. It's quite tall, but hey, it fits easily in here. And what we're going to do first, now that it's set up, is activate it so it's ready to go. And by the way, I noticed that me deleting the particle completely from the actual texture file, now we also don't get particles here or on the alchemical chemistry sets, which bothers me. So between episodes, I'm going to check if there's a way that I can leave these on but not have the ones on my player. I'm going to have to play around with it. but I don't want to install something like Optifine if possible. But we'll see. I'll take care of that between episodes. Okay, so now what this does, it's activated. Any mob that comes into this 5x5 area always gets sucked on top of this block here. So they don't run around freely in here, but instead they get sucked into the middle every time. And in order for us to summon demons, I made this Arcane Plinth and 6 Arcane Pedestals. Very simple recipe. I farmed a couple more weak blood shards down from the Wither Skeletons and made 7 of these, because this one right here requires 1 of them plus 6 blocks of iron. So it's really not expensive to make. And how you set it up is you simply make this kind of shape around it. And we only have room here for tier 1. So I'm going to think of where I'm going to put an area where we can move this demon summoning setup here too and make it bigger. Because the tier 2 and tier 3 especially, it's huge. I think it's at least 15 by 15 or something. So yeah. Okay, so now we got this ready, and I decided I want to summon that, I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to call it the Earth Elemental. And in order to do that, we need 6, what are they called? Terrae. And you just need dirt, sand, obsidian, and simple catalyst. So the first thing we're going to make is simple catalysts. And that is simply sugar, redstone, gunpowder, and glowstone. And then we put the Master Blood Orb in here. And this is going to go ahead. Usually you see little red particle effects, then you know it's working. And there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and make all 64 of these, because we're going to need them later on. You need them all the time in Blood Magic Alchemy. So I'm just going to wait this out. I made a second one of these alchemic chemistry sets. In case you have never seen how to make those, they're really easy. All you need is a brewing stand and 2 obsidian, and then put a blood orb there. And I'm going to make a lot more of these, because everything that we are going to need to refresh the swigs on that soul hardened flask, we're going to automate in the next episode. We're going to go a lot into automation next episode with auto crafting and so on. And I also want to automate these, and there is a way of doing that with a ritual. Oh, it's called Ballad of the Alchemy. And we're going to hook it up to ME. I've done that before, and it's very cool. Because, you know, making these, every time you have to come here, drop the stuff in, it's a pain in the bum. So, let's make this here. It takes dirt, sand, obsidian, and this stuff. And I think, I don't know if I can use this one. Let's see if this one works. I guess I can check over here. Yes, it does. Okay. So, there we go. I need 6 of these, and then we'll summon our demon. Okay, there we go. We got our 6 here. And by the way, I don't know if I've shown you guys yet, but when I had problems getting these blood shards a while back, because I enchanted one of these right away with sharpness 5, looting 3, soul stealer 5, I thought that maybe that had something to do with it. So I made a plain one, and it made no difference. So I also enchanted this, and then I put it into... I forgot what this mod is called, where you can dual wield, and it's pretty cool because now we can dual wield here with these. And I need... Come on, go back. I do need this guy now. So how this works is you simply place this on these pedestals, and then as soon as I put this blood orb in here, we're gonna get a lot of lightning. And it's gonna start this. Ooh, almost forgot. I want to make sure that I am enabling my Sigil of Elemental Affinity, because some of these mobs can put like a drowning on you or something. And we just kill this guy now, if I can hit him. There we go, he put slowness on me, that's what the earth guy does. And did we get a... Oh, we didn't get one. Ha! He gave me blindness, and my night vision was fighting against it. Oh, bummer, we didn't get one. Okay, no problem. I'm gonna make 6 more of these, and we'll try it again. I decided to make 12 more, because I'm sure we're gonna need another demon shard in case we get one off the first one right now. I need my swords. Here we go. Where's your fingers? So we get one this time. Come on. Where you at? Take it easy. See how you cannot get out of that one block in the middle? Alright. There we go. We got one. Alright. Nice. And I'm gonna take this guy with me for now. Put it there. And now we can make our Archmage's Blood Orb. And I can show you guys something I was playing around with. And that's this Sigil of Sight. It's pretty cool. It actually shows you the progress now. You see we need 75,000 with 14.3, 15.3 and so on. So you can actually now tell how much longer it's going to take. And it would probably be faster if I had more witches, but I just can't keep up. 250 LP a tick, this is sucking because of all the speed runes. But anyway, I'm gonna wait for this to be done, and then we'll make our flask. Look at this madness. And this is not even everything that we need. Ay. Okay, but I didn't want to waste a lot of time brewing and stuff on camera. So I'm gonna go through here just step by step of the items that I made. Of course, still the simple catalyst, and for everything but the one I'm gonna point out, you can just use the Master Blood Orb down here. Some recipes like this one you can use much lower ones, but I just used the Master, and everything but the one we're about to make, that is the one we needed the Archmage's Orb for. By the way, I made a second one because one is actually, I forgot to put it back in here. One is always next to the altar or in the altar. And the other one I'd like to have in my collection down here with the other ones. So I always have one on me for recipes like this. It's getting a little laggy with all these entities here. So I'm going to take this off later again. So again, sorry. You need these simple catalysts, a lot of them. I made almost 2 stacks of them all together. I didn't use them all, but I just wanted to have them ready. The next thing is we need to make these strengthened catalysts, which is just simple catalysts, netherwort, and bone meal. Then we also needed to make fractured bones, which is just bones and gunpowder. And then we made concentrated catalysts, where we now take the strengthened with the fractured bones and gold nugget to make these guys. And those we need in this set, and that's the ones I haven't made yet because I wanted to make them on camera, and we need 2 of them. And I believe for this one we can still use, yes. Oh, it makes 2. Whoa, let me hold on to this then. I thought this only makes 1. Okay, cool. And these we need to upgrade into the Runic Plate, which requires us to make some terrae again, which I have in here. So let me take 2 of these, and now we can combine those over here real quick, and I think that should work here. Now, that's the one where we need the Archmage's Blood Orb. That's the reason why we made this. Besides, of course, now being able to store, I think 10 million LP. How much do we have? Almost 1.1 million now in the network. Okay, cool. So now we got our 2 Runic Plates. And the rest over here I actually made for nothing. Because the Sanctus, which you make with gold nuggets, glowstone, and glass, and simple catalyst, as well as the Crystallos, which you make with ice, snow, and a simple catalyst, and then the weak binding agents, which is simple catalysts and clay. And combining those makes the standard binding agent. And I did prepare all this, and then I remembered that we have 24 in our ME system from all the roguelike dungeons. And I also needed greater lengthening catalyst. I'll show you guys in a second why. I did not make those. I had them also from the roguelike dungeons, but those you need to make the Aquasalis, average lengthening catalysts, which are mundane lengthening catalysts, and a standard binding agent. And these guys are just redstone, weak binding agent, and simple catalysts. So there is a lot of stuff that you can make with this. I'm enjoying it, but I don't think it's very exciting to show it on camera. But you can find out everything to make here. For example, if you want to take the step backwards from this guy, okay, you can just click through all the way, and then you find something. It always shows you the recipe, and if you don't want to, go down the chain, you can also just hover over an item. Let's say the Crystallis, and press Shift, and it shows you ice, ice, snow, simple catalyst. So that's how that works. And now we can make our flask. So it's by the way, a flask you just get by putting an empty bottle in the altar, and then it makes I think the recipe is right there. Doesn't show it, but yeah, that's, you just put an empty bottle in the altar and you get the potion flask. And then we need one of these runic plates and a standard binding agent. And in a few seconds we're gonna get, there you go, our soul hardened 1 minute, which of course is not very fast, very long. But how you can upgrade that is you put it back up in here with a greater lengthening catalyst and another runic plate. And then in a few seconds, this is gonna give us some odd number, like 17 minutes 58, so 1857. And that is it. We got it. So now, what I'm gonna do between episodes to make sure we can always keep this going, figure out on what needs to be automated, because we're never gonna have to make one of these. When it's used up, all 8 swigs, you can simply recharge it. And the way that works is with these filling agents. And these guys are the ones that I'm going to automate, or figure out how to automate, and then we set it up in the beginning. So we're going to have to automate the simple catalyst, and then combine it with these items to make the weak filling agent. And then one of those, we have to automate Teria to make the standard filling agent, and then I would like to go one higher, so we have to automate Aquasalis and Magicalis. And it's really easy to automate this, and I can't wait. It's just gonna need a lot of room, but I'll prepare all that for the next episode. But I figured we are gonna go to the Nether real quick and actually try out this flask. I'm gonna take a beating over there because I want to see if it really protects us 100%. Well, it's a nice amount of zombie pigmen right here, so let's take this flask. And yeah, it shows us soul hardened for 19 minutes, and you guys see, why did it use up 2? It's one of these, you know how sometimes you double eat or something like that? It's only supposed to use 1 swig. Ah well, it's not going to be hard to refill soon for us. So, well, let's take a beating. Let's see how much this protects us. Yep, don't take any damage. I love it. And it all goes, let's check our... Alright guys, is there a corner you guys can push me into? So, there you go. Let's click on the 1.2 million. See how the LP goes down? It all goes 100% to the LP network. Alright, now you guys all going to die because... Oh, very loud, sorry about that. Very cool, I love it. Got some heads. So now I believe we are... Get out of here. I only wanted to test. You guys can chill out now, okay? Chillax. I love it. We're really tough now. Oh my god, they're gonna come from everywhere now, aren't they? Alright, enough of this. So, yeah, tonight, gonna kill the Ender Dragon. Of course, I'm gonna record it, and I don't think I'm gonna make a whole episode out of it. It's just gonna be a few minutes thrown into one of the upcoming episodes. And like I said, next episode I want to mix it up again. Ooh, I look awesome now. Love it. Look at all the buffs on the right hand side. Anyway, sorry, getting sidetracked. Next episode we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna go back to some tech, especially ME automation. There's a couple things I want to set up. I already did a lot of testing and playing around with it because the new way of auto crafting is new to me. But it looks pretty cool so far. And that way, you know, I can start getting a lot of stuff automated, especially things like this that I don't want to have to do again. you know, having 1,000 different items in your bags and trying to get all these flasks refilled and so on. But this flask is awesome. It's gonna go into this bag here. I'm gonna keep this blood magic bag together like this, and I'm probably also gonna start putting stuff like that in there. Well, actually no. Well, I see. Don't worry about it. My bad that I'm bringing this up, but I'll take care of it. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let me know down in the comments if there's any other mods you want to start looking at. Right now, like I said, automation, and then I want to go into the spells of this mod. And then I also, you know, want to alternate magic, and we still have a lot to do in Botania. There's a few bosses that we haven't done yet. And also witchery. I want to do it all. Just go down in the comments, let me know what you guys think. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.